Hi, this is my review for Lamentations of the Flame Princess Grindhouse Edition. This is basically a retro clone of the old school Dungeons and Dragons, the first edition, but it has enough qualities, quirks, and modifications to make it feel as a game on its own right, a game that stands on its own. Well, the box is pretty practical because it's small and sturdy, and the illustrations are nice. They have a bit of a Lovecraftian feeling to them because of the swirling colors and the weirdness of it all. And because of the size, the whole game fits in here. If you want to go to your friend's house and you don't want to carry your backpack with hundreds of books, you can just carry this small box and everything you need to place right here. Well, the box contains 3 books. They are the tutorial book. As you can see, the illustrations are pretty graphic. There is a lot of gore, violence, and pornography in this game. The rules and magic book, and the referee book. This illustration is pretty cool. It looks like you can really tell because of the reflection of the image, but it looks like a sorcerer is sacrificing some people here to call upon some weird demon. The tutorial, all the books are very good. The binding is sturdy, it's resistant, it's good quality. But the paper is kind of like that newspaper. It has a newspaper feel to it. The ink is good as well. It doesn't stain the pages, and the typography is readable. But the illustrations, as I told you, this game is for mature audiences. There are some illustrations showing a lot of suggestive poses and private body parts, and there is lots of gore. For example, you can see this guy here dropping his intestines all over the place, and there are a lot of other illustrations showing. I really like this. This is a great detail in the rules book. You can see how there is like a skull here, like a severed human head. But as you flip through the pages, this head starts to decompose. It starts first like a decapitated head, but it turns slowly into more corpsey, and eventually a skull with all the flesh that has rotten out and just fell on the table. And the rules are pretty simple. You create your party, your standard party of fighter, magic user, a thief or specialist, as you call them here, and a cleric, and you enter a dungeon and you fight the monsters, get the treasure, and get out of there as fast as possible, because this game pulls no punches. This is a style of refereeing or game mastering completely faithful to the old school tradition. If somebody makes a mistake, or if they face a monster who's too powerful, or if they enter a dungeon they shouldn't have entered, the referee will annihilate the entire party. This is a game of total party kills. There is no mercy for the players. And so, but at the same time, one would think that this is a game for expert role players who are pretty experienced and knowledgeable of the traps and dangers of a dungeon expedition or dungeon crawl. But the tutorial book does an excellent job of introducing new role players to the genre. I think this is something that other retro clones lack, a good introduction to role playing. And this book not only shows you step by step what a referee does, what a player is supposed to do, how to get players for your game, even how to advertise your game. It also gives you a solo scenario, so you, the referee or GM, can go through it and learn the game quickly. It's a pretty good scenario and very difficult, although I take pride in that I passed it the first time I played it. And It also gives a full example of play of a session between James Raggi, the designer of the game, and his group. The rules and magic game book is also pretty good in giving you. It has a solid structure, so that you can learn the rules easily and apply them right away. You don't, so that you don't have to be looking at the book all the time and consulting tables and other things. Although you will have to do that to get prices on the weapons and some details about the spells, but it's a pretty good book overall. And although there are some mistakes or something that should have been looked better on, for example, the summoning spell, and it's a bit unbalanced. The GM really has, the referee really needs to keep an eye on how the player uses the summoning spell, or that magic user player will become really powerful. It may break the game. And the rules for ship and sea adventures also need a bit of a fine tuning, because some of the speeds of the boats and all that don't make a lot of sense, but that has been reworked in another version of the game. And let me show you just the quality of the illustrations we have here. For example, they're all very gory. Brace yourselves. You can see here how I think this is supposed to be the Flame Princess. You can see how she lost her leg. Her leg is being devoured by a Lovecraftian slime. And you can see here a knight that is pretty much, sorry about that, the reflection is pretty bad. He's pretty much battered, and he's trying to kill his enemy, even though he's probably just about to die. The illustrations are pretty good, but as I told you, they are pretty obscene and pornographic in some other places. I won't show some of the illustrations here, because then my review will be rated for mature audiences, and I want everybody to see this. Oh dear. Okay, and the referee book also gives further advice and good tips on how to run a game and how to deal with problems in game. It also has a few example magic items, because in this game the magic items are rare. They're in the tradition of not finding a 10 plus 1 long swords on a single adventure. You may fight in 5 adventures or 6, and you may find no magic item at all. And if you do find one, it usually has some drawbacks. It gives you some kind of benefit, but it also curses you or inflicts some penalty on you in some way. The box also includes a package of little dice. You can see here these little dice actually do work, but they can get easily lost under a table because they are so small. Look, here is the actual size of a D20. It's pretty small, as you can see. And the box also comes with a lot of little sheets, character sheets, so you can always be ready for any time you need to play with someone. And that's about it. My opinions on the game: I think this is a great package. It's portable, and the rules aren't too complicated. And that also creates a sort of paradox or contradiction. It's a very difficult game with a theme, a pornographic, gory, sometimes satanic theme that you can't really show to everyone. If you play with a lot of players that are very conservative and, I don't know, very sheltered in a way, they will not enjoy this game. But if you play with the right group, it's going to be a blast. I'm telling you. I've experienced that. I played a lot of role-playing versions of D&D, but this version filled with gore and pornography and no holds barred is a great experience overall with the right kind of people. About any negatives that I could find, maybe the thing I told you about the summoning spell, but I really cannot recommend this game to the specific type of player it's focused on. It's a game that it's not only fun, it's difficult and it's simple. Fun, difficult, and simple. I love that in any type of game, be it video games, board games, or role-playing games. If it's fun, difficult, and simple, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to play a lot of it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video review. If you have any comments, please let me know, and see you next time.